The biggest problem in the car that I find today is the rear view mirror. And I don't care what kind of car you have, let's face it. The rear view mirror, how to say it politely? It sucks.
What the?
No matter how you try to adjust this rear view mirror, you always end up with all this blind spots. I mean, it's almost impossible to find really good position. It's nothing but blind spots. So instead of watching what's happening behind your car, you constantly end up looking at the faces of people sitting in the back seat. And believe me, mostly you don't want to see them. And as soon as you put some luggage in the rear compartment, your rear view mirror becomes totally useless. Because now you can't see anything and your whole view is blocked. The modern mirror, as we know it today, was invented in 1835 in Germany by this dude whose name I can't even pronounce. Justus von Liebig. Liebig, or something like that. And after almost 200 years, we still use this piece of technology? Really? Isn't it a little outdated? Nowadays, everybody has smartphone, smart speakers, smart cameras, smart TV, smart watch, and even an entire smart home. But what about the smart car? More specifically, the smart rear view mirror with the built-in dashcam for the front and rear cameras. I found this small company, Pelsee. It looks a little weird, which manufactures these smart mirrors. And I asked them to send me one to review, to which they gladly agreed. So you may ask, why did I pick that particular one? And here are a few reasons why. First of all, it has built-in cameras and it records at 2160 by 1440 HDR resolution, which is much better than just regular HD. Secondly, unlike many other brands which look similar, this one comes with both touchscreen and also voice controls. The third, it's very easy to install and extremely easy to use, which I'm going to show you. And the fourth reason is the most important one. Since you can buy it directly from the manufacturer, it's very inexpensive. Anybody can buy it. And also I'll put a link in the description area with exclusive discount code. But first, let's do an unboxing. The Pelsee Mirror dash camera comes in this very clean box. The model is P12, which simply stands for Pelsee 12-inch mirror dashcam. Let's open it. It comes with this user manual, which you can read if you like to read stuff, but the whole thing is so simple that by the time you finish watching this video, you won't need any manuals. I'll show you everything you need to know. It comes with this microfiber cloth for screen cleaning, which I have to say is a nice touch, as well as this thank you note, on the back of which you can find the contact information for Pelsee tech support and their website address. Also, it comes with this handy tool that you can use to pry the headliner of your car to hide the installation cables and make them invisible. Okay, here's the rear view camera, which serves three different purposes: rear view parking, rear view smart mirror, and also the rear view camera recorder for the dashcam system. It's very small and you can adjust its angle. You can see its tiny size inside my hand, and it's small enough to hide behind my finger. It has one input for a single cable which runs all the way to the front, connecting to the rear view mirror. The cable can be disconnected for ease of installation. It comes with this compact GPS sensor that can be easily attached to the windshield, which is great because most other dashcam systems offer GPS only as an option, but here it already comes at no extra cost, saving you lots of money. Okay, this one comes with the power cable, which plugs into your car's cigarette lighter socket. Another nice touch is built-in USB input, so you lose the cigarette lighter but gain an extra USB input for your car. At the same time, it uses a USB Type-C to connect to the smart mirror, which is excellent. And here's an actual smart mirror. Of course, it's 12-inch wide, a little wider than your vehicle's original mirror, because it has built-in front camera, which has to stick outside. It can be adjusted in 4 ways just using your fingers. Additionally, you can adjust both cameras electronically by touching the smart mirror, as I'll show you later. It has these plastic hooks for the rubber bands, and that's how it attaches to your car's original rearview mirror. These 2 rubber straps will hold the smart mirror attached, stretching around your car's original rearview mirror. And by the way, it's a real mirror, so even if you don't use it as a smart mirror, you can still use it just as a regular mirror, which is a little bigger and it covers more space while still recording the footage for your dashcam. Everything is easy and straightforward, so let's install it inside the car. First and foremost, let's install the rear camera, which is designed to be installed outside of the vehicle. Rain or shine, cold or hot, it's durable enough to work in any climate condition. Usually, the rear view camera is installed right above the rear license plate. But if you want to make your life easy, my advice is to get the license plate camera holder. You can simply use the license plate screws to attach the special camera bracket. It has 2 openings on the sides where you insert the license plate screws, and the camera mount is in the middle. It works with many types of various cameras, including this one, as you can see, and the result is very clean and professional installation that you can do yourself. Then you'd need to insert the cable from the camera inside the car, ideally behind the license plate or through any existing openings. But personally, I don't need the rear view camera for parking because I already have it in my car. So therefore, I'd rather install this camera much higher. As a matter of fact, I would prefer to install this rear view camera inside the car. Installation is much easier since you won't need to run any cables outside the vehicle. It's much safer since nobody can come from outside and steal it, and nobody knows you have it installed. You can also get this optional special bracket to attach the rear view camera to the rear window, making the whole installation a breeze. But since I don't have it right now, I'll just use this included sticky tape, which is not even a double tape. So I don't think it will hold for long, but I'll use it temporarily. You should use solid double tape or even screws to hold it in place, but it's better to use the bracket kit that I mentioned before. If you have a car, it's easy to run the cable under the headliner, but if you have an SUV, you would want to run the camera cables inside this connecting rubber sleeve. Then you'd need to open and pull down the headliner to reach the cable. So it would come down right here and then run this cable all the way under the headliner to the rear view mirror in front of the car. Believe me, it's much easier than it looks. So here's the cable which connects the rear view camera to the front. Let's connect it. And also it has this one more red wire, which is optional, and personally I don't really need it. You can connect it if you want to one of your reverse lamps, which lights up when you engage the reverse gear. So you can see the helpful parking lines on your rear view mirror every time you engage the reverse gear. And as I said, it's totally optional. Here I would just pull the headliner down and hide the cable inside. But before making a complete installation, I'd like to test the system first, so I'll just keep the wires outside for now. You can see how this Pelsee Smart Mirror looks. First, hook the rubber strap on the top, stretch it around the original mirror, and then snap it on the bottom. That's it! It just takes a few seconds. And then do the same on the left side. So as you can see, if you don't connect anything, this Pelsee is just a regular mirror, just a little bigger in size than the standard mirror. So I showed you how to attach it, but before you attach it, make sure to connect all the cables. First, connect the power cable, make sure the cable faces left, otherwise it will block all other cables. Then we'll connect the rear camera, which we already installed and wired. And the last thing we'll connect is a GPS receiver, which will provide additional information on the recorded footage, such as speed, geolocation, and direction of driving, as I'll show you later in this video. So I recommend running the cables on the right side so you don't mess with all your electrical systems. And use the tool that Pelsee conveniently supplied with the product to tuck the cables inside the headliner, which I'll do later if I decide to keep it. The GPS receiver comes with this double tape, which is very convenient. I wish they included the same double tape for the rear camera, but no big deal, I'll get it later myself. Make sure to attach it with the wire facing upward, so you can hide it inside the headliner with all other cables. And the last thing I missed is you need to insert the micro SD card where the video recording will be saved, which can be removed so you can transfer the footage to your computer, and you need to buy it separately. And basically that's all it takes as far as the installation. So to start the system you just need to plug the cigarette lighter adapter, and bam! We're in business, people. So now you can see that I have the front camera facing the wall and the rear camera already fell down. I couldn't find any double tape, so I used duct tape to attach it. Of course, it's not the way to do it, but it should work temporarily. So now you can see my rear view camera. Very nice. Besides adjusting it mechanically, you can also adjust it digitally by touching the mirror and moving up and down. Before using it for the first time, go to Settings. There are not a lot of settings like in some other dashcams, so it only takes a few minutes to set some initial parameters. You can switch the video watermarks, microphone and back recording on and off, but most importantly, make sure the resolution is set to max 1440, not less. Now, under the display settings, you can change the stream media, split screen and automatic backlit, but the most important one is to switch the screen to the no sleep position. That's if you want to use the system as a smart mirror. Otherwise, the screen will go to sleep after a minute or so. The next is the detection settings, such as parking security and recording detections, collision sensitivity, etc. Just remember that some of these features require constant power and will not work with just a cigarette lighter adapter. It would need the optional power kit, or if you want to make it easy, the OBD2 power port connector. The next is the storage settings, which show your memory card. Before you use the micro SD card for the first time, it is crucial to click the Format button to make it compatible with this Pelsee system. Otherwise, it may not work as intended. Initially, you should set the time, speed, language, etc. So you'll have accurate information displayed on all of your dashcam recordings. So if anything happens in the future, your video footage will provide additional and precise info. And GPS sensor will add the direction, speed, as well as geolocation. So now let's drive outside and test it. So, as I said, you can use this Pelsee system just as a regular mirror, but as soon as you insert the cigarette lighter adapter, bam! All of a sudden, your mirror becomes smart. And as you can see, the quality is pretty good. You can quickly dim the screen if it's too bright for you, depending on whether it's day or night. You can switch the mirror to display both cameras, only the front camera, or only the rear. I'll leave it only on the rear camera because I intend to use it as a smart rear view mirror. If I want to take a photo shot, I can touch the camera icon. Here is an actual unedited photo that I just took, and the quality is awesome. Let's touch the home icon and go to the video playback. You can play all your recordings right here from the mirror or download them to your computer at home. Here you can switch between the front and the rear camera recordings. Both cameras record simultaneously. The bottom folder shows you all your manually taken photos, and that's the photo I just took. This looks like a protected folder in case you want to preserve important video footage so it doesn't get erased automatically. Let's exit from here. On the top of the screen you can see the taskbar of what's active, the microphone, SD card, etc. It's just information. On the right side of the screen the GPS information is displayed. As you can see, I'm heading north at the speed of 0 miles per hour, which is accurate since I'm not moving. On the top left you can see the little red dot, which indicates that Dashcam is currently recording at the resolution of 1440p, which I can stop at any time. You can click a voice control on the left bottom by touching this icon. Show front camera. Show rear camera. If you want to use this camera for parking, you can tilt it down as much as you want. But I'd like to tilt it somewhere in the middle. Remember, the camera records everything from the bottom to the top, not only what you actually see in the mirror. Okay guys, let's take it for a spin. Now I have a smart mirror in my car. How cool is that? Now, look at this car coming behind me. Since I don't see the license plates, I should probably tilt the mirror slightly downward, but even if I don't, let me show you the actual rear camera recordings. Here is the raw, unedited video footage, where you can clearly see the license plates and also everything around me. And on the bottom you can see the embedded information such as date, time, speed, direction and GPS positioning. Now let's switch to display both cameras. And then let's pick the front camera. I have this convertible car driving in front of me and I'll stop right behind it. Also, consider that my window is a little foggy and not very clean. Let's take a look. Here is an actual dashcam recordings of when I drove behind this convertible car. The window is visibly foggy, but still you can clearly see the entire surroundings, including the license plate number of the convertible in front of me. And the video quality is pretty good. Now I'm coming behind this SUV and just to test it, let's look at the video recording. Wow! I have to say that the video quality is very impressive for such an inexpensive dashcam system. I mean, how's it possible to have such good quality at such a low price? Amazing. So let's switch to the rear view camera, which is more important to me. So I can see this G-Wagon driving right behind me and I don't think I adjusted my mirror properly. So let's correct it. Much better. When you tilt the camera from the bottom to the top, you are tilting inside the entire video height. Now let's look at the rear camera video footage. And now you can see the whole picture. So when you tilt the rear view camera, you are tilting inside the video height, because the narrow mirror can only display a part of the screen, which you can see right now in its entirety. But overall the video quality is very good, and I can clearly see the cars, the streets, and even names of the stores. But the question is, will it be as good at night as during the day? So now I'm driving at night, and I just came to a stop behind this car. I can clearly see the vehicle's license plate number in front of me and the cars on the side. However, the quality is not as good as it was during the daytime. The camera is a little overexposed with lots of bright light. I can easily fix it with some video editing. However, I wanted to show you the raw and unedited footage in this video review. Even though it won't win any Oscars with this night footage quality, at the same time the dashcam does its job, which is precisely what you expect from a dashcam. Now let's test the rear view camera at night. And basically the same thing. Again, the footage is slightly overexposed, which is not a big deal because it can be fixed. But you can clearly see all the essential details, including the license plate number. But what about the downsides of this Pelsee Smart Mirror? Well, one thing I found a little disturbing was this big 12-inch screen attracted too much of my attention, especially in the first couple of days. Because when I had such a big colorful screen in front of my face, I just kept looking at it unintentionally all the time. And it was a big distraction. But after about 3 days, I finally got used to it and started treating it like an ordinary mirror. Another inconvenience I found is you have to get used to the distance, because typically when you look at the rear view mirror, it's located in front of the car, but the rear view camera is located in the back, so you lose the distance of the interior of the vehicle space. The first couple of days I just couldn't focus fast enough. It took me a good week to get used to it, but now after using it for almost 2 weeks, I think I finally got used to it. Overall, this Pelsee P12 model is of very decent quality, as you can see from my demonstration. I mean, what you get for what you pay, the value is impressive, and I think I'll keep it and play with it a little more. Just look at your standard mirror and compare it to the smart mirror. And now compare them side by side. I think anyone can see the real difference here. You get the advantage of having the rear view mirror, the front and rear dashcam, and the smart mirror all in one package. If you'd like to get this particular smart mirror dashcam for your car, the Pelsee company was kind enough to provide my followers with an exclusive discount code, which is an additional discount to any other specials they currently run. You can find this discount code and the link to buy it below in the video's description area. And if you purchase via my link, I'll get a tiny commission to support this channel. And the question of today is, what other car gadgets would you like me to review? Please let me know in the comment section below.